What's up, y'all? My name is Barbara Atewe. Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we are making a 6x6 lace closure wig on a sewing machine. So I really hope you guys find this video helpful and enjoy it. So please press like, comment, share, and subscribe, and let's get started. All right, so we are taking my bundles. I have 4 of them because that is what I'm making a wig for my friend for her birthday. Super belated, but you know, I'll be making wigs and whatever, so I was like, okay, let me just make her a wig for her birthday. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right, but we're gonna be staggering the bundles, and the things you'll be needing is a 6x6 closure with 3 or 4 bundles, a sewing machine, heavy duty thread, 1 10x18 needle, a mesh dome cap, a silver marker, your T-pins, your canvas blockhead, and patience. Okay, girl, because listen, you're going to need it to make this wig. No matter how many times you've made one before on a sewing machine, it still requires a lot of patience. Okay, so our bundles are staggered under the presser foot, and then we're just dragging it along under the presser foot with a zigzag stitch pattern, and the tension is between 3 and 4. I noticed with my previous wigs that I've made on my sewing machine, I use like just the regular needle that came with it. Girl, don't do it to yourself. Don't do it to yourself. The needle breaks very easily, so the 1 10x18 is the perfect bet for you. It's heavy duty and it can withstand going through the weft of the bundle and also going through the weft and the cap of the wig while you're making it. Okay, so we're dragging it through under the presser foot, continuing, and you're going to keep doing it until you finish with all of your bundles. And when you're done, this is what she looks like. You see, y'all see the zigzag pattern, and while it's going through both of the wefts, so it's overlapping each other, so it won't separate while like over time, you know what I mean? So now we are at my canvas blockhead. I am pinning down my closure. It's a 6x6 closure because, you know, 4x4 isn't really the wave like that anymore. Even like a 5x5, you know, 6x6, 7x7, even 8x8, it's really the wave now. So we're pinning the closure down on the canvas blockhead, making sure that she is completely flush to the wig cap, because listen, if you have ripples in your closure on your wig, it's gonna show when you try to lay it on your head. Okay, so we want to make sure that the wig cap, the closure I mean, is completely flush to the wig cap, and then, you know, you're just gonna have to keep readjusting until you get it perfectly, because girl, you don't want any mishaps. You don't want any mishaps whatsoever. Okay. All right, and then now we are taking our silver marker and we are outlining where the closure lays on the wig cap. You want to make sure that your marker is bright enough to see, so you can use silver, you can even use gold, or you can use a white chalk marker. It's up to you. Just make sure that it shows up on the wig cap enough for you to be able to see it while you're sewing your wefts down and your closure down onto your wig cap. And then we're also going to begin with drawing the lines on the canvas blockhead. So I can remove my closure now. I'm not sewing it down until after all my bundles are sewn down onto the wig cap, just because it's easier for me to work around it, you know what I mean? So we're going to take a gold marker now, and then we're just going to draw lines at least like a middle finger apart. I know like the amount of how dense I want the wig to be, so we're going to make sure that we're drawing lines, even lines throughout the entire wig cap, and then we're gonna connect the lines throughout the wig. So you can sew through the elastic band. You just have to make sure that you're not sewing along the elasticity, you know what I mean? Like I've said this before in 2 of my other tutorials, you can sew across it, don't sew along it, because sewing along it is going to constrict it and interfere with the elasticity and not having it being able to conform to the shape of your head. Okay, so you'll see how the lines are just going straight across and not along the elastic band of the wig. That's what you want to do. Okay, so we're going to continue going all the way up, and we're just going to keep going and going and going and going and going. Okay, so since this is a 6x6, I didn't want to put all 4 bundles in, even though I'd be doing it for myself, you know, but only that's because I need to make sure that my wig is not see-through. But since this is not a long wig, and all of my wigs that I use, like if I do like a large closure or even a frontal, I want to make sure that I have 4 bundles because I don't really wear short wigs. So the longer the bundle, the thinner the thinner it is, as y'all know. So you want to make sure that you have even spaces between them, and also making sure that the density is to the point of either, if you're making like a wig order, so I guess in this sense we'll consider a wig order even though it's going to my friend for her birthday. I know what density she likes her wigs to be, so she doesn't like it too full, she doesn't like it too thin, she likes it perfectly, you know, like a cute 180 or 150, you know what I mean? So we have all the rows going across, and then the only row that's going like connecting, I guess, is right behind the closure, so that it lays flat. And then I'm going to do another line right outside of where I outlined the closure, so I know where the last track will go behind the closure, so it's like completely flat. So now we are going to sew our bundles onto the wig cap. Okay, so you see the lines are showing up very clearly on the wig cap under the sewing machine light. So we slid the cap under the presser foot, and then we're going to align our bundle onto the wig cap, and then slide it under the presser foot. Press the presser foot down, is that the proper term? I don't know, but making sure that it's aligned, and we're going to hold on to the thread with the hair, because listen, you have to hold on to the thread or else it's going to go right back under the presser foot, and then it's going to start tangling and you're going to get mad, which is why I repeat myself when I said that you need patience to make a wig. Okay, because you know, sometimes I'd be trying to rush and I'm like, girl, what's the point? You know, ain't no point. So we're going to sew it through, and then we're going to reverse through the elastic band, and because we're sewing across the elastic band, it's not interfering with the elasticity as mentioned before. Okay, so we're going to keep going, and you want to go slowly and pay attention, just so that the presser foot, since it like curves up, it kind of like hooks the hair through it while it's going through. So you want to make sure that you're holding the hair down as it's going under the presser foot, so it doesn't get caught up under the needle and the sewing machine and all that. Okay. And when you're done with each row, you want to cut the thread at the end, and this is how it looks with the first row sewn down. As you guys see, she is completely on the line where we marked earlier on the canvas blockhead. And I'm going to be cutting my wefts. I don't have to worry about shedding, because again, we reinforced it before sewing it onto we reinforced the bundles before sewing it onto the wig cap, you know what I mean? So yeah, we're just going to continue lining up the tracks on the wig cap and sewing it down, making sure that we're holding onto the thread as we're holding onto the hair as well, so it doesn't get pulled under the presser foot. Okay, I'm keeping these in real time just so y'all can see how fast I'm going, or how slow, depending on, you know, what level of expertise you're in or whatever. Making sure that it is steady under the presser foot and letting it rip. Okay. And here I have created a little diagram that I've included in my 2 previous tutorials about how you can sew through the elastic band, but not, you can sew across the elastic band, I mean, but not along it, you know? parallel versus perpendicular. You don't want to sew parallel to the elastic band. You want to sew perpendicularly, if that's a word. All right, and then now that we have reached the last row, I want to make sure that I am making sure that it's staying within the line of where I marked outside of the closure, because I don't want it to interfere with where the closure will be sewn down, simply because I want the wig to lay as flat as possible. Okay, we want a flat lay of a wig. Okay, so we're just going to continue doing the same thing that we were doing with all the previous rows, and then just making sure that we're reversing either end of the track. Yeah, end of the track. All right, so we're going to cut the thread, and then I'm going to show y'all the inside of how the wig looks, and then we are going to align where the closure will lay, and then we are going to sew the closure on. Okay, as you can see, she is perfectly even. Y'all see that? She is even. There's even amount of space, like it's matching on either side. Like you don't see like the stitches of the wig cap. It's not uneven on either side. Okay, cool. So now we are going to sew the closure on, and this is the most tedious bit because, to be honest with you, the hair keeps getting caught under the presser foot. And I mean, I could have just braided the hair on the closure away from the presser foot, but girl, I was like, I don't feel like doing that. So that's stupidity on my part. Okay, but we're gonna cut under where the closure will lay, simply because it's easier to maneuver under the presser foot without that mesh there, you know what I mean? So we're going to take her under the presser foot and making sure that you are holding the hair away from the presser foot. You guys will see how many times I had to stop just to make sure that the hair wasn't being caught, and you'll see my fingers going near the presser foot to make sure that the hair is away. So I hold it like that, and then we pull it through, and then we just have to keep going until we get all the way around. You cannot I mean, you could go to like the middle of where the closure is at the back, at the back, and then flip it over and do it on the other side. That's what I did here because I was losing my patience. I was losing my patience very much. Is that proper? That's not proper grammar, Barbara. That's not proper grammar. I was losing my patience very quickly. There we go. Words. So you want to make sure that you're holding it and pulling it taut. Well, not too taut, because you don't want it to stretch, because if it overstretches, it won't fit on the head properly. So again, we're just going to keep pulling the hair away from the presser foot. This will be so much easier if you just braid the hair on the closure away. Don't do what I do. I mean, do what I do so y'all can like be able to sew the wig on a sewing machine, but don't do this part like I did. Okay, make sure you braid the hair away so that it's an easier process for you. Okay, and when you are done, this is how she looks. Y'all see that zigzag? It's really reinforced throughout the entire wig, so it's making sure that the closure won't slip, because a regular stitch will not hold your closure down for a very long time. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're cutting all the loose threads away. And then this is how she's looking. She's a very thick girl. Okay, and then this is how she looks, all red. She looks sickening. Tell me she doesn't look sickening. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please share, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. All right, bye bye.